Hey y'all, Sarah Luhu here, and we are back again with Steins Gate. So last episode, let's see, we wrapped up Luca's little ending there. Didn't improve much at all in my opinion. We did, however, get to see future, which we really haven't seen with any of the other ones. Apparently Luca and Oki have a baby in that one, so that was something. But now we're back on the main storyline. Luca's gender from the previous one has been restored. And, Mayuri is back to life again for yet another day. We still seem to need... Well, we still seem to have, 2 more messages that we need to undo. One for Moeka and one for ourselves with the lottery. And that should hopefully put us back on the IBN 5100 path. Big problem, though, is getting Moeka's phone away from her to send the D-mail. Because that's going to be a bit of an issue there. I'm sure, because that thing is, like, fused to her skin by this point. Let's see. We're also trying to convince Karisu to go with Mayuri to Komima, just keep an eye on her. And, I think that's mainly it. And stuff. We thought for a moment there that she might have, like, recognized timeline changes, but it doesn't seem like she did. We'll just keep having conversations with her. Anywho, Karisu sighs and lightly pats my arm. Don't wear yourself out. It's a disgrace to be comforted by my assistant. Are you always like that? I'm even trying to be nice. You're really full of yourself, you know. I don't need your sympathy. Everything that's happened is my fault. I'm just getting what I deserve. Come to think of it, every time I explain this to you, I always end up hating myself in the end. Okabe. Don't worry about me. Worry about Mayuri. Mayuri will probably die tomorrow. I don't know how it will happen. If Mayuri stays away from the lab, she can probably avoid running into Moeka and her men. Doesn't matter, though. She'll die all the same. All Alpha World lines converge on her death. Escaping the attractor field is the only way to save her. I'm sorry about this, but I want you to be there when she dies tomorrow night. That's why you want me to go to coma, Ma. There's, nothing we can do to prevent her death. Just stay close and tell me when it happens. Once I know, I'll make the time leap. I can't believe there's nothing we can do. It just doesn't feel real. But it's the truth, isn't it? I can see it in your eyes. Are you okay? No, I still haven't saved my ear. I know, that's not what I meant. Karisu interrupts me. Are you okay? I don't follow. You're carrying an awful burden. It's rare for her to look so concerned for me. I told you not to worry about me. It's Mayuri you need to worry about. Tomorrow, I'm going to look for Moeka. If Mayuri doesn't die tomorrow, I can postpone the time leap. If Mayuri does die tomorrow, I'll return to the past no matter what. I wish there were some way that Mayuri wouldn't have to suffer. Then why don't you time leap now? I can't plan effectively without knowing the deadline. I don't want to see Mayuri die either, you know. I know how you feel, but you're the only one I can ask. Where did all this trust come from? You're my assistant after all, and I've talked with you about this on multiple world lines. We have built up quite the camaraderie, even if you don't know it. Karisu forces a laugh at my feeble attempt at a joke. You're so full of yourself. We have a plan. Karisu will go to her first Komima. Mayuri will be so delighted when I tell her the news. Yep, getting mail. Haven't seen Mayuri all day. Whoa, okay, lots of mail. Morning, Okarin. I'm heading off now. Joined up with Mayuri. We're heading to Ariake. Kinda excited, lol. I had no idea it would be this crowded. Save me, yours. I haven't seen Mayuri all day. Good, good. I want to be with her, of course, but that's not possible. Moeka hasn't replied, which means I have to find her myself. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about her. My only clue is the ARC rewrite, the company Moeka supposedly worked at. I find it after a quick search online. Sure enough, their business is producing articles for PC magazines. Luckily, their office is in Akiba. I try calling first, but it goes to voicemail. I guess they're still closed for the Obon holiday. Or maybe it's just a bad time? Looks like I've got no choice but to visit them in person. It's the second day of Komima and Akiba is deserted. Most of the otaku are lined up at Big Sight right now. I've experienced the craze at Komima several times firsthand. It's a literal war. It scares me whenever Mayuri goes alone. Can't help but imagine her trampled by a horde of crazed otaku. But in reality, Mayuri is surprisingly quick and tough. I've seen her weave through crowds like you wouldn't believe. Risu's the one more likely to get trampled. Especially judging from that last text. I can't help but feel sorry for her. Maybe it was wrong to ask her to go. I find the ARC rewrite office in a fancy-looking building on the outskirts of Akiba. I take the elevator up, but there's nobody there. I lean against the wall and wait. After about 30 minutes, a man dressed in a shirt and tie appears. I explain that I'm a relative of Kiryu Moika and ask for her contact info. But he gives me an unexpected answer. We don't have an employee by that name. You don't? Damn, I've been tricked! I should have known better. Moika is working for Sir, and of course her place of employment is fake. Is this the end of the line? Just as I'm about to turn around and leave, the man pounds his hand as if he remembered something. Wait a second. There was a girl who worked here just 2 days before disappearing. I think her name might have been Kiryu. We might still have her resume. I frantically bow my head and ask him to look for it. He's reluctant, but I don't know. The address listed on the resume leads me to a beat-up old apartment. Not the sort of place you'd expect a single young woman to live. I feel a strange unease as I approach the apartment. For some reason, there's a police car parked in front of the complex. A uniformed officer is standing out front. And one room of the second floor, room 202, Moeka's, has a blue sheet covering the door. What's going on here? I walk up to the police officer. Excuse me, did the person who lives there move? Huh? No. Then, are you related? I knew her. You haven't heard. The police officer looks uncomfortable. The bad feeling in my gut is getting worse. What happened? Suicide. What? Suicide? But why? When? Yesterday. No way. And the tarp? They took her to Chiyoda 3rd Central Hospital. Doesn't look like she had any relatives. We don't know who to notify. Will you go see the body? Yeah, I bow my head in thanks and leave. She's dead? Moeka's dead? What's going on here? It doesn't make sense. Fake death, maybe? Suicide. Moeka, who killed Mayuri in cold blood, commit suicide? Or is it part of the conspiracy? Could her own men have killed her, then made it look like a suicide? Today is the 16th. On World Line Alpha 1, Moeka raided the lab on the 13th. 3 days have passed since then. Each time I change the world lines, Mayuri's death gets pushed back 1 day. So does Moeka's raid. It hasn't happened yet on this world line. So why did she die? I don't get it. This is the first time this has happened. How should I deal with this? What should I do? Go see the damn body! I squat on the ground and cradle my head in confusion. You might be able to retrieve the phone from her belongings. If Moeka is dead, maybe Mayuri doesn't have to die? No, I don't think convergence is that kind. Fate demands Mayuri's death. Whenever I try to stop it, something interferes. True, I'm the one who meddled with the timeline, but haven't I paid the price already? How did all this happen? A few weeks ago, I was just a college student with a severe case of Chunibu. Save for Mayuri's grandmother, I had never experienced the death of anyone close to me. Death had no place in my life. And now it consumes it! But how many times have I faced death these past 3 days? More, when you count the loops I've made. My heart can't take it anymore. I don't know how much longer I can go on. One more. Just one more email to cancel. If I can get my hands on Moeka's phone. Time leap. Moeka died yesterday around noon. I can go back to before that happened. The reason she died isn't important. Whether Mayuri's murderer kills herself is of no concern to me. I just need to cancel that D-mail. Upon returning to the lab, I casually look up at the second floor window. And what I see shocks me to my core. No! No! Electrical discharge. Someone's using the time leap machine. Who? Mayuri and Daru should be at Komima. Not even Kurisu should be here. I asked her to escort Mayuri yesterday. Besides, she's against changing the past. So who? The building shakes. The vibration reaches the street. I can't let this happen. The timeline mustn't be tampered with again. I need to stop it now. I race up the stairs to the lab. By the time I get there, the shaking has stopped. No. I quietly peek into the development room. Nobody's there. The door was unlocked. Anyone could have walked right in. How could we be so careless? The time leap machine is still faintly warm. So somebody did use it. Who? Did they time leap? This is the first time someone else has used the time leap machine. Just to make sure, I checked the X68,000. Yeah. As expected, the history's been erased. The same thing happens when we send a D-mail. There's nothing I can do about this. It worries me, but I have to focus on Moeka. I set up the time leap machine. The maximum leap is 48 hours. To leap more than that, you'll need to leap 48 hours and then leap again. 42-inch CRT is on downstairs. That's plain as day, since the discharge phenomenon just occurred. I put on the headgear. Preparations complete. Should I really leap now? Don't be ridiculous. Of course I should. Okay, give me a sec. Because I'm like 90% sure we just walked into another accidental ending here. Alright, just a little more and I can save Mayuri once and for all. I know what will happen if I don't leap now. Mayuri will die and I will taste the pain and despair once again. And then I will leap in the same... It's the same either way. I close my phone. There's no need to rush, calm down. I can endure pain if need be. I should exploit my one advantage, the time leap machine, to the fullest extent possible, and that means knowing exactly when Mayuri will die. The pattern suggests that Mayuri's death should happen around 7 or 8 tonight. But things are a little different this time. Moeka killed herself before Mayuri was scheduled to die. How much influence will that have on convergence? There's a chance Mayuri won't die. We might already have one. In that case, I shouldn't waste my effort time leaping. I have no obligation to save Moeka. I'll wait until Kurisu contacts me. It's 12:30 now. There are still about 7 hours left. I hear nothing but the slow, steady tick of the clock. The sound is echoing inside my head. Even if I plug my ears, it doesn't stop. I spent several hours searching for the IBM 5100, but as expected, I found nothing. I still can't imagine how Moeka's D-mail affected the computer's whereabouts. What does her phone model have to do with anything? Does keeping the same phone somehow tell her that that there's an IBM 5100 at Yanabayashi Shrine? That doesn't make sense. Even the butterfly effect must have limits. But on the other hand, truth is often stranger than fiction. Sometimes the simplest things have consequences that no one could ever imagine. Perhaps she lost a contact that was trying to get a hold of her. So I can't rule it out entirely either. In other words, I have nothing. I twist my lips into a sneer of self-mockery. It's 7:46 p.m., the moment of truth. If Mayuri is indeed fated to die today, I should be hearing from Kurisu soon. I hope nothing happens. All that I ask is to hear Mayuri's voice, to know once and for all that she is safe. Hello? Okabe, she's, Why, I don't... Kurisu is sobbing. So I know, even without asking. She saw Mayuri die. I saw it happen. She's dead. Mayuri's dead. This can't be. She suddenly collapsed. Why? It doesn't make any sense. She's not breathing. She won't answer at all. Please, Mayuri. Okabe, what do I do? Help, please. Mayuri's dead. I'm sorry for making you go through this. With that, I hang up the phone. Maybe it's because I didn't see it happen, or maybe my heart has simply grown numb. But this time, I don't feel much pain. I hate myself for it. I pound my fist against the table. As expected, the deadline is around 8 p.m. on the 16th. Unless I change the world line before the time limit, Mayuri will die. I put on the headgear and activate the time leap machine. I must obtain Moika's phone no matter what it takes. Okay, so it's not changing anything, it's just forcing it on me. That's fine. It's just whether or not I wanted to see if she would die or not, right? Or maybe it will have some effect. We'll just have to wait and see. I make several consecutive leaps to travel back to the 11th. When I arrive, it's just past 8 p.m. I'm heading out. I leave the lab without waiting for the others to respond. I head to Moika's ratty apartment. There's no sign of the police this time. Moika's suicide won't happen for another 4 days. I run up the iron stairs and stand in front of the door to Unit 202. The lights are on inside. I start getting anxious. Maybe aren't on inside. Maybe she's not here. There's no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. Oh, thank God, it's Mary.
Are you coming back to the lab today?
I don't know, but don't worry, you don't have to worry about anything. Never again, Mary! Okay, no intercom, so I reluctantly knock on the door. No reply. I try again with the same result. Damn, might as well try the doorknob. It's unlocked. I take a deep breath. This could be a trap. Remember, we're not dealing with any ordinary person. Moika's a rounder, an agent of CERN. If I die here, what will happen to Mayuri? Will Kurisu and Daru use the time leap machine to save her? I need to be careful. But at the same time, I can't save Mayuri by doing nothing. So I steel myself, open the door and peek inside. The apartment is dark, too dark to see. But I feel someone's presence. I step inside. The apartment is practically empty. It's a mess in here, minimal furnishings, only the barest necessities of life. But there, by the window, is a figure in the moonlight. A woman is sitting on the floor, her head bowed. There's no one else here. I approach the woman and stare down at her, gritting my teeth in a desperate effort to maintain control. Ever since the first time she killed Mayuri, I've tried my best to avoid thinking about this woman. But now I have no choice. I can't accomplish my goal until I have the answers I need from her. I must obtain the IBN 5100 to escape the Alpha Attractor field and rescue Mayuri. Kiryu Moika. I had another name for her once. Hurts to remember. I force it to the back of my mind. Can you hear me? Moika's fingers twitch. She sluggishly lifts her head. She doesn't look up. She stares at my feet instead. Oh. She finally speaks in a frail voice. Moika has always had trouble speaking, but it seems especially severe today. I notice her hair and clothes are disheveled. She looks awful. Yes, so awful. Though I suppose that's no surprise, given that she kills herself in 4 days.
FB, is it you?
FB. I've heard that name before. If I'm not mistaken, that's her superior's code name.
Why won't you contact me? I did everything you told me to.
The phone in Moika's hand glows faintly. She's still clinging to it, I see.
Did I do something wrong? I'll fix it, I promise. Just don't abandon me. I'll do anything for you, FB. Please answer me. Give me orders. I'll obey. Tell me what to do. Tell me. Tell me.
I'm at a loss for words. I wasn't expecting to find her in such a miserable state. She was so cold and calm when she killed Mayuri. Is this why she wanted to keep her phone? Instead because she stopped getting messages, maybe? But that doesn't explain it either. something's still off. Okay, so calm when she killed Mayuri. It's like she's a different person now. Is this another effect of the world line change? But it's only been a week since she sent her email. How could she have changed so much? I get on my knees and shake Moeka by the shoulders. Hey, can you hear me? Hey!
FB, why won't you answer?
Kiryu Moeka! Hey, it's me, Okabe. No response. Moeka just keeps crying and mumbling to herself. I shake harder, but she doesn't react. She doesn't even resist. Looking down, I notice she's typing rapidly on her phone. Bewildered, I look at the screen. FB, oh dear. You got bad, Missy. What happened to Moeka? From what little I understand, it sounds like she's lost contact with her supervisor, FB. But I don't understand how that could turn Moeka into such a wreck. Doesn't matter. I don't care what happens to her. I'm here for one thing. Recalling my purpose, I reach for Moeka's phone. No! A sharp crack echoes through the room. Moeka slapped my hand away. Didn't hurt, but her reaction was lightning quick. Now Moeka curls up into a ball, hugging the phone tightly to her chest. It was like this from the moment I met her. She never let go of her phone, not even for a second, as if it were the only thing keeping her alive.
No mails. No mails.
You mean from FB?
No mails.
I make several more attempts to take her phone while she babbles incoherently, but she just slaps my hand away each time. Next, I try persuasion. I promise to help her search for FB if she lends me her phone. It's a lie, of course, though, come to think of it, I would like a piece of FB too. But that can wait until after I've saved Mayuri. But Moeka doesn't buy it. If, that is, she heard me at all. Damn it, we're not getting anywhere. Maybe I should take it from her by force. But what if she tries to kill me before I can send the email? She does got the skills. In her current state, she might not have the strength to retaliate. On the other hand, if she does retaliate, there's not much I can do against someone with a gun. What should I do? Her gun. Where would she keep it? Quickly scan the room, but there's no sign of it. Crap, that startled me. Let's take it. Hello? I stand up and move to the entrance where I can take the call without letting Moeka out of my sight.
Where are ya?
Sorry, I'm busy.
Is it woman? You're with a woman, aren't ya?
Is it a woman? Okay, whatever. Is that the first thing that comes to mind? You really are a mainstream girl.
Shut up. You promised you'd help with the phone wave, remember? Or is your lab mim number just for show now?
Get Dora to help. I can't do it today.
What are you doing? Where are you?
Why is it white? Kiryu Moeka's apartment.
So you are with a woman. You're the worst.
Has she not met Moeka on this world line? I quickly give Kurisu a simplified version of the usual explanation. Kurisu listens attentively, as she always does. Maybe she's more considerate than I give her credit for. As soon as I finish, Kurisu gives it to me straight.
You have to take it from her by force.
You've seen too many Hollywood movies.
You're up against an agent of CERN. Play nice and you could end up dead. Don't hesitate. Remember, you're doing this to save Mayuri. I know you're pretty weak and scrawny, but you should be able to handle her in her current state.
Gee, thanks. At least she's not beating around the bush. Suddenly she lowers her voice.
You might think I'm a monster for saying this. Not that I care what you think, but kill her if you have to.
You're a monster. But you're not a hypocrite. That's what I love about you, Christina.
Love?
What's the matter with her now? I mean it. I wish my conviction were as strong as yours.
Well, thanks.
But that's not all, right? There's a reason you're willing to suggest murder as an option. How did you reach that conclusion?
Good, you're still thinking. I can't be certain whether your story is true, and I don't quite understand this attractor field hypothesis, but based on what you told me, if this Kiryu woman commits suicide 4 days from now, then that means her death flag is already active. In other words, this world line has approved her death. On the previous world lines where that wasn't the case, you probably couldn't have killed her even if you tried. Something would have happened to prevent it. Or possibly, killing her would have caused a dramatic shift in world line divergence. But on this specific world line, her death is already certain. As you've experienced with Mayuri's death, the result is what matters, not the process. I believe the same applies to Kiryu. Doesn't matter how she dies.
In other words, I can kill her instead of letting her commit suicide. She's already going to die, so that makes it okay. That kind of argument of a... Wait, that kind of argument a murderer... That's the kind of argument a murderer would make. You're missing letters there.
Don't be a hypocrite. We're not talking about right and wrong here, Okabe.
She's unforgiving as always, but it actually feels nice to speak frankly like this. But what about the law? Even if fate forgives me, society won't.
As long as you have the time leap machine, you can undo anything, even murder. The result will be that you gain the necessary information without killing anybody.
I understand. It's just a lot to ask me to live with.
Just remember one thing. You're responsible for what you do. I guess that's quite a thing for me to say, huh? After telling you to kill her.
It's fine. Your advice was truly becoming of a mad scientist.
Get it on, Okabe. Bye.
She hangs up without another word. Strangely, I find Creasy's harsh tone encouraging. What does she think she is, a general? I manage to smirk as I close my phone. Moika's still sitting on the floor. Kill her if you have to, Creasy said. Moika did the same to us. She doesn't deserve mercy. Kill her or let her live. It's my choice, my responsibility. Even after I undo the murder, the memory of my crime will remain with me. That sin, that guilt. I'll have to carry that weight. I must never forget. That's what Creasy meant when she spoke of responsibility. Murder is unforgivable, no matter the circumstances. Can you understand that, Kiryu, Moika? I reach for Moika's phone. This time, there's no hesitation.
No!
Moika resists. I grab her slender hand and pin it to the window. We stare at her face for this instead. The glass rattles from the force, but thankfully doesn't break. With my other hand, I pry the phone away from Moika's chest.
Go!
She drives her foot straight into my solar plexus. Breath explodes from my lungs. I gasp for air. In a fit of anger, I raise my hand to strike. But at the last moment, I hesitate. Damn. What happened to killing her if I had to? I know we're past the point of playing nice, but I've never hit a girl in my life. I don't consider myself a model gentleman or anything, hardly. But the idea that men are supposed to hit women is such a strong part of my common sense that it stayed in my hand, almost like an instinct. So instead, I wrap my hand around Moika's neck and squeeze. Yes, don't hit her. Just choke her out. Oh, God. When she tries to kick me again, I pin her legs under my own. I squeeze harder. My fingers dig into her throat. She struggles for breath. I feel her throat moving as she gasps for air. Drop the phone! I can finally see my reflection in her tear-reddened eyes. Now I have your attention. Moika is under control, but now I don't have a free hand to take her phone. If I loosen my grip on her throat even slightly, it'll turn into a struggle again. Moika's hiding her phone behind her back now. I need that phone. Should I let go of her head or her hand or her neck? Give me your phone. Moika weakly shakes her head. If you don't, I'll kill you. Wonder if I even can. I'll at least choke you out until you're unconscious. I can undo it with the time leap machine. You'll be the perfect crime, one that never happened. But still, do I really have it in me to murder someone? I don't know, but I have to try. Oh my god, I gotta try the murder. Hand it over or I'll kill you. No words leave Moika's lips, just rough breathing. Stalemate. And this seems like a good enough stopping point for today. Thoughts and opinions. I mean, I hate Moika, kinda, but I don't want to kill her for Okurin's sake. It's a weird situation, but I don't think Okurin's emotionally stable enough to handle becoming a murderer, even if it's something that can be undone. It's just... I I can't believe that's escalated to this. Like, this is so bizarre. It's not even like, you know, some kind of big action fight. I just, like, came into her shitty apartment and started choking her out. Like, what the hell is this? Also, I was thinking it might have been Moeka that used the machine, but I don't think so anymore. Something's off. It should have been someone who knew about it. Nobody else has shown any sign of memories, though. It could be somebody new. I mean, we did get that 4 degrees douche on Ferris's timeline, so maybe somebody completely new is going to show up. This is all just too freaking weird, though. Next time, we will do our best to make Moeka unconscious and not kill her, I guess. So until then, like and subscribe if you want to, and thank you for watching.